Hello, Judy here from Thistledew Creations, and today I'm working on hashtag Give a Scrap. This morning I worked with paper and did a couple of projects with you, and this afternoon I'm going to work on some fabric, and I've always wanted to do snippet rolls and have never done it, so I thought today's my day. So I'm going to cut off a yard of this pink ribbon that I don't think I will use in junk journals any other way. It's just like, it's not quite fabric. It's plasticky ribbon. I'm not sure what they're calling it. It's polyester. It's just not something that I would, maybe if I made ruffles with it, I would use it, but I don't tend to reach for it. So I thought I would glue my snippet roll onto it. And like I said, this is for hashtag Give a Scrap. Brenda Clark tagged me in it. She's the Simple Crafter on YouTube. And it was started by Angela, the Traveling Crafter. So we're all trying to use up our scraps. And like I say, snippet rolls is something that I've always wanted to try. See everyone else doing them, and I just haven't done it yet. So I pulled out this bin, which is full of really small pieces of fabric. Literally scraps from other projects. I'm just going to spread them out in front of me and see how much of it we can use up on this snippet roll here. So just make sure you can see what I'm doing, even though I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm going to use probably just tacky glue for this. And I'm just going to start grabbing scraps and gluing them down. I'm going to try to stay like just over the edge of the ribbon. I just did some snippet strips with paper and they ended up way wide. Like they ended up being more of a full-size collage than a strip. So I'm trying to keep this one a little bit narrower because I do want to put it onto a spool. And I do have a spool that I think this will fit on. And I may even break out my sewing machine and sew it once I'm done. There's a piece of Halloween fabric. I don't know that I want to use that on here. I'm starting out kind of neutral here. I love anything with ticking stripe. I could probably get this stuff to stick down just with the glue stick too. Just mop up some of that glue with that. Stick that just under the edge there. I'm going to just sort of do some edges here. So these little strips can be used for the edges, and then I'm sort of spreading out the color. This one has the paper back and it looks like it's about to come off, so I'm going to see if I can get it off. It's upholstery fabric strip. Ugh. Yeah. Let's see what else we've got here. Lots of pieces of this. This is too big to be considered a snippet sized scrap. I think I want to use up more this size. Put that one right there. It's like it was made to go there. Silicone tool out for if I need it. And I need something in here. Now I do have the pink background, so it's not really the end of the world if it doesn't get cut up or covered up, but I think that my intention is to cover it all up. So let's do some more edging here first. There's something with some texture. I'm not even going to try to take the backing off of that one. Flatten it a little bit because it's kind of curled. I'm afraid that if I use too much glue, it's going to get too stiff to go around. A spool. But I'll deal with that if that happens. I can either cut it into smaller pieces and store it that way, or I could also just use it up. Let's put some of this beige down here. Kind of just tucking it in underneath that zigzag edge. And I was thinking about this red piece here, which is an odd color choice for me, but I want to fill in here first. So how about this magenta velvet? That is actually a nice size piece for backing a sentiment, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use it here. That's one thing that the upholstery fabric samples have really done for me, is given me some interesting textures to work with. The velvet being one of them, and I used this on the Halloween stuff last year. It was fun to use. Now here's some sort of rusty brown. It's way too big for this, but I could cut myself some scraps. That didn't work so well. Oh, I know why. Because this is bias tape. So it only wants to cut on the diagonal. Only wants to tear on the diagonal because it's folded and pressed on a diagonal. So I can still do that. And put some of that down here. It'll end up being covered up on some of the edges. Put some of it up here too, just to keep it throughout the snippet. That green piece does not want to stay down. It's in its perfect spot. I don't know why it's not happy. And this red one can go down now. I'm going to try the glue stick. Let's see if that's any better for what I'm doing here. Might not be good at all. Might not be sticky enough. And I'm getting the ribbon covered. I'm not sure if I'm calling it pretty. We'll see. Sometimes you have to power through, right? And see what it turns out like in the end. A bit of coral. It's far enough away from that other red that I think it's time for some. I'm going to put that purple over top of it because it has a better edge, in my opinion. And here's some nice olivey green, sort of a burlap look. I'll put that further down there. Some more coral. Maybe here. Used any of this purple yet. It's calling to me. I've used it in a lot of projects. It was a blouse that I bought to tear up. Because I love gingham and I love ticking stripe, but I really love them when you use them together. Down with the silicone thing so that it'll stay down. Needs a bit more glue. There. Now what else have I got here? Some more black and taupe. Just a stripe. I don't want such a big piece of that all in one place. I'm going to use it there. Let's see if this will hold it. I'm sure it would hold it long enough for me to get it sewn. So that's what we've got so far in our first foot or so. And then I don't necessarily have to keep using the same colors, but I think I will, just for this yard, try to continue the same fabrics if I have enough of them. You could gradually change your design as you go along if you want to, or if you don't have enough fabric scraps to do all one design. And there's several reasons you might want to do that. I think I'll put that about there. I'll try this is thin, just sheeting. It was a pillowcase, so it should be able to stick down without too much help. Fingers are getting sticky. Okay, let's try some more strips along the edge to keep us moving. I think I'll put this over here. This little gray floral bit could go right here. And this bin of scraps has been sitting in my craft room because I felt like they were all too small to use. So now I'm using them. Which is great. So now I need a little piece for in here. Just kind of keeping my eyes open for something an appropriate size. That I do want to use, but there's some more purple. Different color, different pattern. Put some purple. That will work there. Yeah, I'm still not feeling like it's just gorgeous, but it's using up my scraps, so it might be like one of those things that I just told someone the other day who was asking about their masterboard. They thought it wasn't attractive. And I said, you will be surprised how different it looks when you cut it up. So I just have to take my own advice and trust the process. Now there's some edges, like hemmed edges from that blouse. So I think I'm going to cut this really bulky part off. I'm just going to use this as a continuation of the edging, I think. Actually, I could put it here. Looks good there. I think it's far enough away from this one. Wouldn't mind it over on this side, but too late. It's down. We're doing it. There's some more ticking. That will look good right here. I'm getting a lot of threads and now they're sticking to my sticky fingers. I want to use this in here. I'll need something else beside it. Either that or I need something wider to put there. I could put that there. That's the only thing, that color that I've got, but I don't think I have much of this fabric anyway, so I'm just going to throw it in there. There, like that. Something that I don't have a lot of little scraps of is this chenille bedspread. I'll stick it in there. And then that blue piece should fit. I will try the glue stick on it. Get it in underneath that chenille, it'll be almost right down on the ribbon. There, like that. That'll take me down quite a ways further down the strip. What else have I got? I've got some more coral. I do like that, like the color coral. I don't use it as much as I would like to sometimes. I think I'm ready for some more beige or some, I've got the one little piece of green gingham up at the other end. I don't have much lime green in here. Let's put some lime green in here. Let's go full on boho here. All the pretty colors. I'm just using these strips along the edges because they've got the little zigzag on them. So I think that's just about perfect for the edge. And this was a piece I used at Halloween. That's something I'll do on the porch this summer, is go through my upholstery fabric samples and sort of sort them into project ideas and different types, and Maybe put some backings on some for journals and bookmarks and things like that. Here's a small piece of a green. I don't want it too close to that green, so I'm going to set it down here. The intention of using it down there. Here's a little piece of just muslin. It wants to play too. A bit of brown. I've got some of that up there, so I'm going to save that for down there. A little piece of string. I'm not ready for strings on this yet. So once I do have it covered with fabric, then I probably would want to go back and add some lace, maybe some buttons. I don't know if I'll get that part done today. Just wanted to show you how to use up your scraps. A way to use up your scraps, not the way by any means. And I've just always wanted to try a snippet strip ever since I first saw one. I think my next one might be a little more intentional with more fabrics I consider more pretty, more curated, you could say. And some more blue. Put the blue way down at the other end, so put some more down here. I think it looks good against the coral. Just sort of taking a break, wiping my hands and scanning my scraps here to see what I want to pick out next. There's a white piece that's kind of a brocade. That would be probably one that I would want to use on a pretty design, so I'm going to save that. Same with this one. This is like a ultra suede in a pretty pink. I'll save that for a different project. That one I haven't used on here yet. I'm probably ready for some more purple down here. I have a small piece. I do. I'd rather use a small piece than create one. If you know what I mean. To actually be using up the scraps instead of creating scraps to use. Be authentic. This is a complicated little piece because it's cut out of the blouse. Just about done our meter here. I'll put this little bit of leopard print in. There's some pink. I think I'll save that for a different one. Time for some more of this. Torn edge out. And this green, I can also use the glue stick. This was a hexie. I used it in one of my paper bag journals. I like that part of this, sort of remembering when you used the fabric that the project that the scrap is created from. It's kind of like a walk down memory lane. That blue looks good with that orange, and then that's repeated from back here. I said I didn't think I had very many of those, and I don't. I don't have many. This piece can be going in here. Got a few more of them. It's a very vintage calico, colorful. Piece Is it baby blue? Actually, I'm going to put that here. Put this brown on the other side by the orange. And that sort of finishes off the length on that side anyway. It's overlapping too much. There we go. Push it just past the edge. And then I'm gonna cut that off. And since that already has some glue on it, I'm just gonna use it up here. I'm gonna flip over my glue page. It's getting icky. Not much left to go here, ladies. Use some more of this boho calico. It looks good near this orange piece and the brown piece. Just looks like it's right out of the 70s. To me. I'm going to put that back in with the pretties. And this pink in with the pretties. There's another piece of ticking stripe, although you can barely see the stripe. Another piece of ticking stripe. These were in my first upholstery fabric samples that I got from Restwell, and I just love them. So Joanne, if you're watching, save me the ticking stripes and the checks and the leopard prints and the paisleys. Those are my favorites. Wipe my fingers again, getting to be too sticky. So we're just about done here with this yard of snippet strip, and I'm actually liking how it's coming together. I wasn't too thrilled when I first started here with some of the things that I glued down and how they coordinated, but I did trust the process, and I do think that it's coming together well. It's just more boho than I was envisioning, but that's all right. I think it's still good. Trying to get some extra greens in here because we've got this really pretty green on the edge. So just a few more, and then what else have I got? I didn't use any of this yet. That's a bit big. I don't have any navy in this one. I did use a little bit of this, so let's use another piece of it down here. So let's cut this into two and use it here. And what's this? Little piece of muslin. Go right beside it there. And then this piece can go up here. And a little piece of this yellow ticking that goes with this really well. here. Little empty spot. A couple more empty spots down here, and then I think we're done this one. Now this is technically like something I would use as an embellishment, but I'm going to glue this down because I think it'll fill this spot right here. A little triangle piece would be good, but I'll settle for this, I think. Nope. There's a triangle. What is it? Just white. That doesn't thrill me. Let's see what else we got here. Such scrappy bits. And why did I save them? Well, to make this, I guess. There's some more green. That'll work down there. Aside from the windiness, I could probably do this out on the porch. Sometimes it gets windy out here on Mount McLaren. As my brother-in-law Kevin says. So that's the background of our boho snippet roll. So I think that turned out pretty well. So I might just sit here and do a couple more off camera, and I'll share them in the Facebook groups anyway, so you can see the finished products, but I'll also put a finished one in my picture on the front of the video so you can see. But yeah, I'm happy with the way they're turning out. Can't wait to do some different colors of them. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Most of all, have a great day and happy crafting.